Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another installment of On This Day. Today is Friday, January 16th, 2026. This being Friday, we recap what we talked about Monday and Wednesday, and learn some new stuff about today. That being said, jump in the car, throw on some tunes, and let's go for a ride. On Monday, the 12th, we took our first trip to 1969 when Led Zeppelin released their self-titled debut in the UK. The album featured R&B, covers, and hard-rocking originals. The album was recorded in just 36 hours shortly after the band formed. They were made to change the name because the original name, which was the Yardbirds, and if any of you know anything, the Yardbirds have been around long before Led Zeppelin. Now, the funny part is, Led Zeppelin changed their name as a joke to Led Zeppelin, thinking that making it seem like their chances of making it in a band, making it as a band in the music world was like a Led Zeppelin. So that was pretty funny. Anywho, in 2003, in 2003, founding members of the Bee Gees, Maurice Gibb, passed away after complications from surgery at the age of 53. Following, I already just said that. They had a seemingly endless stream of hits like How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, Massachusetts, How Deep Is Your Love, and Staying Alive. Gibb and his brothers made a deep cultural impact during their lengthy career. In 2002, memories of late R&B singer Aaliyah continued to shine posthumously when her single, More Than a Woman, topped the UK pop charts. She was killed in a plane crash months earlier when she was en route to shoot a video, Rock the Boat, which was a hit. In 1977, the Police held their first rehearsal at drummer Stuart Copeland's London flat with Henry Padovani on guitar. The band would release their debut single, Fallout. It was their only recording featuring Padovani before he was replaced by Andy Summers in May. In 1974, the Steve Miller Band scored their first number one hit on the Billboard Hot 100 with The Joker. In 1964, the Beatles appeared on the British TV show Sunday Night at the Palladium. Oh, excuse me. Allergies. Sunday night. Okay. Their 5-song set included such hits as I Want to Hold Your Hand, Twist and Shout, and All My Lovin'. We next traveled to Factoid Town to get the facts straight from the horse's mouth. No, I'm not talking about Mr. Ed. The sad part is 90% of the viewers aren't going to get that reference, and that's so sad. But I digress. On Monday, it was Kiss a Ginger Day and Marzipan Day. I kiss 2 gingers every day, faithfully. Right, Shrikey? He's like passed out, you don't care. On Monday in 1885, Dr. Pepper sold their first bottle sold its first bottle in the U.S., making it the oldest soft drink brand in America. 2022, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson admitted to hosting an illegal party during the COVID lockdown. In 2017, President Obama surprised President Biden with a Presidential Medal of Freedom during a White House ceremony. In 2010, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit Haiti and claimed the lives of 160,000 people, destroying the capital of Port-au-Prince and did 7.8 to $8.5 billion in damages. In 1998, 19 European countries forbade human cloning, but Germany and the UK refused to sign the agreement. Makes you wonder why. In 1995, Malcolm X's daughter, Kabila Shahaz was arrested for making arrangements to kill Louis Farrakhan, who she believed killed her father in 1965. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Sorry. Little transference. I'm really not sorry. That was funny. In 1966, ABC aired Batman for the first time. In 1959, 5 boys rediscovered the cave of Nerja in Spain. The friends were bat hunting when they found an entrance blocked by stalactites, but broke past it the next day. It was later discovered the cavern dated back 42,000 years. The cavern inside is home to some of the world's oldest cave art. Last but not least, in 1896, college students illegally produced America's first X-ray photo. They got back into the lab by bribing a janitor. Bad boys. Okay. Now, we're off to Wednesday and on this day with me. We're going to start this day of our journey in 1977 when David Bowie released his 11th studio album, Low. The first of 3 collabs with Brian Eno, aka the Berlin Trilogy. With its future sounding record, found Bowie experimenting with electronic and ambient music. Critics hated it, fans loved it. And even though Bowie did little to promote it, it was a huge commercial success. Will you two stop and do something? That's right, I smacked your butt. I'll do it again. In 1970, Diana Ross made her final live appearance with the Supremes. Before going off on her own, Ross introduced her replacement, Jean Terrell. The show was released later that year as part of the Supremes' farewell double LP. In 2007, Amy Winehouse began a 2-week run at the top of the UK album charts with Back to Black, her second and final album. It was released in November of 2006. Across the pond, Back to Black broke first-week record sales and would earn her multiple Grammys in 2008. In 1984, Sir Paul McCartney scored his first UK number 1 as solo artist with Pipes of Peace. He previously scored chart toppers with the Beatles, Wings, and Stevie Wonder when they released their duet, Ebony and Ivory. The feat also made McCartney Oh, sorry. The first, it made McCartney the first artist in the UK to score a number one hit as a solo artist, a duo, and a band member. In 1978, the Sex Pistols played their final show together at the Winter Wonderland Ballroom in San Francisco. Ahead of the encore, Johnny Rotten announced his displeasure with the band, effectively ending the group's short but mighty reign. Tell us how you really feel, Johnny. Anywho, in 1967, the Human Be-In took place in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. It was attended by approximately 25,000 people and featured various speakers and acts, while also setting the standard for modern music festivals. Next on our journey, we go into facts with factoids. On this day in 1690, the clarinet was invented in Nuremberg, Germany by Johann Denner. It was an evolution of the earlier instrument called a chalumeau. In 2021, Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket successfully launched on its 14th flight from Launch Site 1, Texas. In 2004, the country of Georgia officially adopted the five-cross flag after being out of use by any other country in over 500 years. In 1979, Jimmy Carter expressed his support for Martin Luther King's birthday to become a national holiday. In 1969, an accidental explosion aboard the USS Enterprise near Hawaii killed 28 people. 1943, President Franklin D. Roosevelt arrived in Morocco, where he met with Prime Minister Winston Churchill to discuss allies during World War II. In 1877, segregation of race in public transport became illegal as ruled by the U.S. Supreme Court. I think that date is wrong because 1877, the segregation was still well in advance. So I might get back to you on that one. I'm going to have to check that to find out. But anywho, in 1794, Elizabeth Bennet became the first woman to give birth by cesarean section in the United States. And we'll go to today, Friday, the 16th. In music history, in 1992, Eric Clapton entered Windsor, England's Bray Studios to record a stripped-down set for MTV's Unplugged. The wildly popular the wildly popular concert series that featured acoustic performances from superstar musicians. In front of an audience, the legendary artist delivered a set of blues standards, classic hits from his career, and new material including Layla, and a touching tribute to his recently departed son, Tears in Heaven. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to happen. Released in August, Clapton's Unplugged album not only became the best-selling UK album of his career, but also the best-selling live album of all time. The album earned Clapton 6 Grammy Awards and remains a favorite in his impressive catalog. In 2021, Phil Spector died at the age of 81 following complications from COVID. At the time, he was in prison, serving a sentence for killing actress Lane Clarkson. Spector was a highly influential figure in the music who created the popular wall of sound production technique. In 2005, the Killers began a 2-week run at the top of the UK charts with their debut album, Hot Fuss. The Las Vegas band's indie rock sound resonated on both sides of the Atlantic, with the record reaching top 10 in the US. In 1988, former Wham! Star George Michael topped the US album charts with his with his solo debut, Faith. The hugely popular release, which just a moment. The hugely popular release, which would eventually sell more than 25 million copies worldwide, yielding numerous hits including One More Try, Father Figure, The Monkey, I Want Your Sex, and the title track. In 1988, Tina Turner proved her enduring appeal when she performed in front of 182,000 people in Rio de Janeiro, setting the world record for largest audience ever for a single artist. Also in 1988, George Harrison topped the Billboard Hot 100 with his addictive solo hit, I've Got My Mind Set on You, a cover of an old James Ray song. I like that song. Lastly, in 1957, the Cavern Club opened in Liverpool. The subterranean bunker turned venue became home to many local bands, including most famously the Beatles, who appeared at the club 292 times in the early 60s. Now, let's get the facts straight with factoids. Today is International Hot and Spicy Day, Food Day, and Nothing Day. So when people ask you what you're doing, just say nothing. I'm just celebrating the day. Not sure how you celebrate Nothing Day, but whatever. That being said, in 1962, filming for the first James Bond movie, Dr. No, began. The movie had a budget of $1.1 million and went on to gross $59.5 million at the box office. In 2024, North Korea officially abandoned all reunification plans with South Korea. The two nations have been split over ideological differences, and North Korea invaded South Korea in 1950. The decision was made by Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un, who deemed joining of the nations no longer possible. In 2016, astronaut Scott Kelly tweeted a photo of the first flower ever grown in space. It's actually very pretty. I had a picture of it. I said there was a picture of it. Okay. If you knock it over, I'm gonna smack your ass. Move your tail. Let's see. Oh, the plant was grown in NASA's Veggie Plant Growth System using LED lights. In 2003, the Columbia Space Shuttle took off from Kennedy Space Center in Florida for its final time. Its final mission, STS-107, was to conduct several important international science experiments in space. But unfortunately, during re-entry on February 1st, the Columbia Space Shuttle broke up during the flight, killing all 7 crew members. In 1974, American author Peter Benchley published his novel, Jaws. In 1920, the first council meeting of the League of Nations was held in Paris. In 1919, alcohol became illegal in most U.S. states. Americans were worried about the adverse effects that alcohol consumption brings. The 15th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution made it illegal to manufacture, sell, or transport alcohol. Oops. On to trivia. Question: who had their legs insured for $1 million? Answer: Jamie Lee Curtis. There's actually a lot of answers to that, so anywho. Question: what star sign is represented by the twins? Answer: Gemini. Question: what's the oldest soft drink in the United States? If you'd been paying attention, you know the answer. Dr. Pepper. Bonus. How many bones are in the human body? Answer: 206. On to birthdays. 1937, Bob Bogle. 1946, Ronnie Milsap. 1959, Sade. 1965, Maxine Jones, 1970, Brendan O'Hare. 1976, Aaliyah. And 1981, Nick Valenci. If it was your birthday, happy birthday to you. And if it's your birthday this weekend, have a great one, but stay safe. Don't drink and drive. There's plenty of places and people who are willing to give you a ride home to keep you safe. That being said, you can catch us here 7 days a week with Brian the Rock Stone on WCDI. And don't forget to check out the Top Rope Report every Sunday and Wednesday. Have a great day, y'all. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you Monday. Ciao.